Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to those of you just joining for the first time, and thank you for joining me for another vlog. I am very excited to share this one with you guys, but before that, because I have been, for those of you that have watched my previous couple of vlogs, I've been telling you about things that have been going on in my family and how I've been feeling and all the rest. But as I said, please do check it out because it is on my channel already. But I just kind of want to this first bit just say that I'm very thankful to God, because this week has been a lot easier, or this past couple of weeks have been a lot easier mentally. I've been feeling, I would say, stronger actually. I've been feeling a lot stronger in myself. Not so much physically because I feel exhausted physically, but mentally I feel a lot stronger, a lot happier. I find myself smiling a lot more, and I'm very thankful to God for that. But yes, that's not actually what this vlog is about, but I thought I'd just share that with you guys because we're on a journey together, so I would like to let you guys know what's happening in my life, as much as I like to hear about what happens in other people's lives too. But anyway, we will start with this vlog, and this one is actually a testimony continuation, so I hope you guys will be blessed by it.
But it's alright, but it's okay, because I'm here to encourage you.
I had to put my mind back quite a few vlogs before, so when I looked back, my last bit was about, as they said, a probable diagnosis of fibromyalgia, and that was around June time last year. So what I'm going to talk about today is what happened in July, even though it wasn't that stuff led up to it, so it wasn't just that it just happened in July and that was it, but it will make more sense once I get into it. So I'm going to start with it now. This kind of situation is to do more with my mum and dad, but I guess it affects us all. And for those of you that know me in real life, like you guys will know that I'm quite a private person, but you probably already know about this. And it's kind of a hard one to kind of disclose, I guess. There are a few of those kind of moments on this channel, and you're probably thinking, but why are you afraid to disclose stuff when you basically tell your whole life on this? But there's still stuff that I feel like are really sensitive, especially when it comes to my family. So sometimes I don't like to share them in too much detail, but I don't mind exposing myself, as they say, if it means that God gets to be glorified, if it means that it helps someone else. Kind of, I would say for a few years actually. Let's just say my mum and dad's relationship hasn't been the greatest. There's been a lot of hurt, there's been a lot of things said, things done that haven't been the nicest. And as I said, for those of you that know me in person and kind of know about my life, I haven't always had the best relationship with my dad a lot of the time, so you guys could probably pick up from it, I guess, because sometimes when I look back on my other vlogs, I kind of pick up on stuff that I've said, but maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but can kind of pick up on the fact that a lot of the time I talk about my mum and my sisters, and sometimes my dad's not really included in that that scenario, that situation. And it's not that I don't live with my dad or anything like that, but it's just that we haven't always had, well, we don't have the best relationship. My dad's always been there, but not been there, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but I'll try to go into a bit more detail. Just for the fact that my dad was physically present all the time through the whole of my life, but a lot of the time it was just my mum and my sisters. My dad was out a lot, my dad had other things to do, and sometimes I have to be honest, because I like to be honest on this channel, I actually doubted if my dad actually loved me, especially when I was a lot younger. I don't think that affects me as much anymore, but it was something then. And then, as I said, fast forward to 2021, probably from 2020. So when we went into that lockdown, my mum and dad were already kind of having a rocky relationship. So more so than before, and my mum kind of explains it as when my granddad passed in 2018, that it was kind of an eye-opener for the whole situation with my dad, because as I said, their relationship hasn't always been the best, but my mum would just talk stuff out with her dad, and I think it kind of helped her just to, like, you know what, just keep sticking out. But once my granddad passed, it kind of got a bit easier for her to say, you know what, I don't want to stick this out kind of situation. So as I said, in 2020 it was very, very awkward because obviously my mum and dad live in the same house, so they try to be good for me and my sisters. At this time Keisha was still living at home. They tried to be good for me and my sisters so that things weren't awkward. We even tried to do like family games nights and stuff. I think I told you guys this in a previous vlog as well. We tried to do like these schedules so that we wouldn't become overwhelmed and get stressed out and stuff about being in lockdown. And at first it felt really nice. Like it felt like, yes, we're like a family, happy family all over again. But that kind of fizzled out because I feel like when situations are not really sorted out properly, things start to flag up again. So it just started becoming that my mum didn't want to come and participate in stuff that my dad was there, and vice versa, or my dad just wouldn't be there, no offense, like how he hasn't really been there for a good couple of years now. And it just, that kind of happy family like dynamic started to crash and burn by 2021, and everything started to open up. I think it gave my mum more of a chance to start thinking a bit more, and it's a powerful thing but also a dangerous thing when my mum starts to think, because she's a very headstrong woman, and I think that's where I get it from. It can be a blessing and a curse. But she started to really think about stuff and think about her own happiness, and she finally plucked up the courage to file for divorce from my dad. And at this time it was very difficult because even though it didn't feel like they were married in a way, that sounds really strange, but kind of the fact that they were still married, my dad liked, even though I don't really feel like he, I try not to be rude. I'm trying not to be rude, so I'm watching what I'm saying because I don't want to be disrespectful to any of my parents. But my dad didn't really care for the whole marriage family thing, in my personal opinion and from what I see. But he kind of liked the thought of it, if that makes sense. So when my mum wanted to file for a divorce, my dad wasn't so forthcoming with it, and that's when I would say it started to get nasty in 2021. Things just the way I've never seen my parents like that before, and just the constant like bickering, the constant arguing, the constant feeling like I was in the middle, and not just me, it was my sisters as well. And at this time Keisha was actually already married at this time, so Keisha had moved out in 2021 with her husband, so it kind of shifted onto me as the eldest with my younger sisters. So I felt like I had to keep my emotions in, I had to keep the anger, the frustration in that I had, and all this like back and forth was a lot on all of my family. Sorry if you can hear noise. It was a lot on all of my family. And then I told you guys in a previous vlog, I think, about my dad having a brain aneurysm in March of 2021, and I personally believe it was because of all that stress, because it was affecting everyone. And then because of everything that was going on, I think you guys can remember, if you've watched it, that I spoke about me being my dad's next of kin, so that every time they had to call about something it was always me, because realistically it would have been my mum, but with everything going on it wasn't. And that just was more pressure. And I remember I started to get really stressed at one point, and also my health wasn't so great, because if you guys can remember back as well, I started saying that I got started having headaches and stuff because of a previous infection, so that was adding to stress as well, and probably getting worse because of the stress. And it was just a lot, and I actually said to God, I can't take it, I really can't take it. I feel so stressed out. I feel like the world is on top of me at this moment, and I don't know what I'm going to do, because I feel like I can't talk to anyone. And the thing is, I did tell my friends about it, especially the two that I pray with, Natalie and Mimbai. I did tell them about it, but I feel like no one could fully understand what I was going through and what my family was going through, and it was a lot to handle. And then I was like, God, I just need peace. I need that comfort that you promised. And as I was thinking, as I was praying, and then even thinking about it today, I actually found a really, really nice verse in Psalm 119 verse 50. And I'm going to read it in the New International Version because I like the way that it puts it. And it says, "My comfort in my suffering is this: your promise preserves my life." And the reason why I like this verse, and it's the one that I want to encourage you guys with, is that it reminds us that we can find comfort in our suffering, first of all. And this is a big thing for me, because I know when I'm really going through stuff, it can be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that I like to feel comforted. I don't know if I'm the only one. I don't think I am, because everyone wants to be comforted, right? So that's the first thing. But it doesn't just say, oh, you will be comforted and that's it. That's, to me, feels like when someone says, when someone can see you, I've actually heard this before, when someone can see that you've hurt yourself, you're bleeding, whatever, and they said, oh, don't worry, I'll pray for you. That doesn't really help the situation. It's nice that you said you'll pray for me, and God can do amazing things, but there's also something that you can do at that moment. So this verse doesn't just stop there. It goes on to explain what this is. And it says, your promise preserves my life. And there are so many promises throughout God's word that helped me during that time. And it really did bring me comfort. It sounds like it's very cliche and like, oh, but you would say that, and you'd probably just think that I'm making it up, but I'm actually not. I remember reciting over and over again that God will never leave me or forsake me, and I kept reciting that during that period, because I was like, at this time I don't feel like anyone else understands, and I feel very, very much alone in all of it. Even though my whole family are going through it, I feel very, very much alone in it, because I can't really speak to anyone, because I'm trying to be there for my mum and my dad, as well as being there for my younger sisters. And it's just a lot. And then they would all come and speak to me on different occasions, and I was like, oh, it's just too much. But just knowing that God was there and he was saying, Chelsea, you know what? I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to forsake you. And then even like my strength is made perfect in weakness, and all of the beautiful verses that just hold so much promise and hope for us. And basically what I want to leave you guys with is that no matter what you're going through, no matter what struggle, stress you're going through, even if it's like my family, where parents have gotten a divorce and things got messy, things got rough, or even if you're the person that has had the divorce and things are hard for you, even if it's not even to do with a divorce, it could be to do with anything else, and you're going through a difficult time at this moment, even if you're going through a season which is not even a terrible one, know that you can find comfort, even if a rocky place comes, and that we can wholeheartedly lean on God for all and everything, because he knows exactly what you need. He knows how to be there for you when you feel like no one else can be there for you, and he can comfort you. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it happens instantaneously or automatically, but it definitely gets easier. As I've said, even now looking back on this week that I've had, and how I was telling you guys how I felt so discouraged the last month or so, and then just how much peace God has brought me now, how much comfort God has brought me during these last couple of weeks. It honestly does happen, and you just have to keep persevering and pressing. We're all going to go through crucible moments, we're all going to go through difficult times, but one thing that we know we can hold on to is that God goes with us in those difficult times, and he is the best comforter you could ever ask for or pray for. But as I said, I just want to remind you that you can find comfort in your suffering, because God's promises always hold true. And if God has said it, like I've said in so many vlogs before, if God has said it, it will come to pass. So I hope you guys were encouraged by this vlog, and yeah, just please keep praying for my family. It's still rough with the whole divorce thing. Still feeling the effects of it now, because things haven't changed very much apart from that it's finalized now. And yeah, just please keep my family in your prayers, please, and I will continue to keep you all in my prayers. And as I've always say at the end of all my vlogs, if you guys have any prayer requests, anything that you would like me to pray for, please do get in touch, and everything is linked below, so please get in touch. And please watch out for my next reel/short, which will be out by the grace of God next week, Tuesday. But for now, I will see you guys in 2 weeks time. Bye.